Let's start out, I guess, with our guest questions that we ask everyone. Fuzz, I will throw it to you first to ask the first question.
Yeah, for sure. I will echo Ben's sentiment. It's super awesome to have you on here. Like, having guests are super fun, and I happen to know that you are charming and funny, and I hope you have lots of interesting things to say, so you don't let me down. Lots of pressure.
MVP of this episode.
It's funny. I've known Ashley through other people and, our friend circle for a long time. And not to just butter up our guests here, I've always known you as someone that had cool taste and you liked cool stuff. If you could think of one person or one, who or what had the most influence on like your taste in movies?
It's an excellent question. Before I answer that, I'll just say, like, I'm stoked to be here. So, like, thanks for having me.
Of course.
The FOMO I experienced when Ben's, like, locked himself away in the other room and he's just, like, laughing, chucking it up, and I'm just, like, by myself. So I'm happy to get to tag along this time. As far as, like, my influences, I feel, well, what informed my taste, the first one that I can probably remember are my older cousins. I'm the oldest kid in my family, so I didn't have like a cool older brother or sister, but I had cousins, and I remember them babysitting me, and they showed me the John Waters movie Cry Baby.
Yeah.
So they exposed me to that when I was like really little. And
maybe too early.
They set me down the right path.
That explains a lot.
It's a great way to start out. And then you showed it to me 30 years later.
Yeah. I had some other cousins that showed me Troll. Have you guys ever seen Troll? The Sonny Bono. It's pretty nuts.
I don't think I have.
I've heard about Troll 2, but I haven't seen Troll. One
really has nothing to do with the other.
Okay.
But
as all good sequels go.
Yeah. Yeah. Just the way you're supposed to do it.
I might pay the extra money on the Patreon and pick those two for you guys to watch.
Oh.
They're nuts.
Be a good double feature.
That'd be great.
A double feature. Okay.
Yeah, it's interesting.
There a part 2?
Oh no, that's it.
Okay.
I just think it's interesting because I've talked about it at length here on the podcast, but like I was the older brother, and my sister didn't turn out anything like me, so apparently I have shitty taste, or she just doesn't like it. But so for me, it was my grandfather, and so I just think it's interesting. I hear a lot of people say older brothers and whatever, I just think it's interesting hearing how other people influence what we end up watching and liking as adults.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I wonder if I've done that to anyone.
I mean, you definitely influenced some of the stuff that I've seen. I finally watched Silence of the Lambs, that's for sure. There's definitely been some new things that I've watched in the last 4 years that I probably should have gotten to a lot earlier. So at least one person can vouch for that. Matt, do you want to go into your question?
Yeah, so a few rounds ago we did Unsung Gems, which was Ben's idea, where and you're familiar with it too, we essentially selected movies that we love and have loved always, that maybe necessarily didn't hit it with everybody or just flew under the radar and people didn't see. And I love that as a category, and I would love to hear what your unsung gem would be.
Well, I've been thinking about it all day, and I realized I'm doing this on the fly, but the first thing that comes to my mind right now is Drop Dead Gorgeous. And have you guys ever seen it?
Such a good movie.
No.
It's
I believe I have.
Late 90s, like early 2000s, Kirstie Alley, Kirsten Dunst. And it's about the teen pageant world in the Midwest in Mount Rose, Minnesota. And it's a mockumentary, and it is off the rails crazy. But it's so, so, so funny.
It's like
if I ever meet someone, it's wild. But if I ever meet someone and can kind of if they've seen it and we can kind of share those lines with each other, I know they're good people. We're friends.
It's your litmus test, your friendship friendship litmus test.
Yeah, it's like we talked about Tim and Eric a couple episodes ago. It's like if I know if they like it, it's like okay, we just have some ground level that we can get along on.
Brittany Murphy. Awesome. You guys got to check it out.
R.I.P.
So good, and probably Will Sasso Rushmore performance there. I mean, just that and Mad TV, but he's so good in that movie.
Are we on cops, Harold? Are we on cops? Shut up, Hank. This here's business. It's on cops.
Yeah, he's so good.
Well, I will get into my question. I kind of want to preface it, like you have been arguably one of the 3 longest running fans of the show, being one of the partners, been around for all the watch parties, watched all the episodes, kind of seen what evolution that we've had here on the pod. So with that being said, my question is, marry, kill, me, Matt, or Fuzz?
Yes. Making it weird. I love it.
You have to answer right now. You're off the episode. No, but really, my question is I always like putting people on the spot when I talk to them. And I know they like movies and stuff. And one of my favorite questions to ask them is if you have a desert island director or actor. So basically anything, you'll have everything from the library of this one individual, and you're on a desert island and you have a TV and whatever, but whose filmography would you take with you?
This is so hard.
While you're thinking, I just had had one pop in my head that I wouldn't have thought before. So I'm looking at IMDb right now, and any way that I can include The Big Lebowski into my desert island, but I think I might choose Sam Elliott.
Ooh,
because he's got like
a good one.
He's got like a lot of credits on IMDb and a lot of variety. We get a lot of cool old westerns and some comedies and
Roadhouse.
I could get Parks and Rec in there a little bit.
That's true. That's a good one. That's an exciting one. I've always thought of it just in the director's term. I'm realizing now that we have never answered any of these questions, but mine, as far as variety is concerned, I had always just like reverted back to Spielberg. So like, if you want a horror, like a scary movie, an adventure movie, a heartwarming movie, a fun movie, like we talked about with Hook and stuff like that, like he's got everything. But it is interesting to also think about it. And I've never really processed it in the actor's terms. I mean, you go with Samuel Jackson, you get some Star Wars, you get some MCU, you get Pulp Fiction, like you get Jackie Brown, some Tarantino stuff. Like, Sam Elliott's a really interesting choice, though. I like it, though. I think that'd be a solid choice.
You get Tombstone and Roadhouse, and obviously Big Lebowski, and I just like for whatever reason
Mask.
I'm like, ooh, that would get me. He's in The Mask.
Maybe not The Mask. Maybe it's just Mask.
Oh, okay, yeah.
With
I
Cher,
wish she was in The Mask.
Oh yeah,
that
would be a good double feature. The Mask and Mask.
Mask and The
That's
Mask.
a great watch party double feature.
Right after Troll and Troll 2.
Yeah. Oh my guys, that really would be so fun. I'm gonna start a petition.
Were you able to think of something though, or did I interrupt you too much?
No, but I did get a little distracted. This feels really it's the first thing that comes to my mind. I'm gonna say Drew Barrymore. It's the category that I gave Angie for this round of movies. She also covers like a lot of variety. She's got like the action with the Charlie's Angels, the horror and Scream, some rom-coms, like weird stuff from the 80s. Oh my God, Poison Ivy. Like there's just like a lot of, she's been through a lot of periods in her life, and I think she'd be pretty good. I mean, it would just give me the most variety, even though it's not the best, the best work. They're easy watches, and if like I'm on an island, like I want to stick to something light, like I don't want to watch.
Well, I mean,
if I'm alone, and
you're gonna sneak E.T. in there.
Yeah,
give some Wayne's World.
You're gonna get like 5 Adam Sandler movies in there.
The Wedding Singer. Can't be mad at that.
Yeah.
A lot of good stuff.
No,
it's a solid pick.
Yeah, and like Fuzz brought up before, one of the rules that we hadn't really thought about is like essentially you keep getting their filmography, and she's got a future ahead of her, like with producing and stuff. You're still going to keep getting things, you know, whereas Sam Elliott, fingers crossed, you know, you're not going,
I know, I just thought of that. I'm like,
anytime
oh,
soon,
shit.
but like, you know, you probably don't have a whole lot longer to get a ton of movies from him, whereas Drew Barrymore, especially with her production company, you're going to get a lot of stuff. So I think it's probably a good call.
I didn't realize that if you picked Drew Barrymore, you also got anything she was a producer credit on.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I figure if the name's on it, you could take it.
Nice.
Flower Films.
We make the rules, right?
That's true. We make them and we break them, so we can do whatever we want.